Should I say one more time? Take a shot every time I say you're dead. Hey guys, welcome back. What is going on? Sorry, aggressive way to start. That also reflects the complete opposite of how I feel. This week, guys, bad. But I hope everyone else's was fantastic. Like I mentioned last week, I hope that all you gangatrons are feeling fly like a G6. I sure wasn't, but that does not mean that you didn't. So we're going to celebrate that. But what I will say is my week this week sucked so bad. It's almost like the universe asked itself, now how can I inconvenience Lily in every single way possible, like in as many ways as possible? And then the universe went out and did that. I've had just not the best week. But what we're going to do is, well, first off, before I open the Dr. Pepper, apologies again, no cardboard cutout, because like last week, the only printer on the south side of campus, is broken still. Which is crazy that there's only one printer on the south side of campus. Literally hundreds of us live here. And we are all supposed to share one singular printer. And it's broken. So, again, no cardboard cutout. Again, though, this week, I'm not sure what I would have printed out. I probably would have printed out, like, a bottle of ibuprofen or something, or, like, sinus relief medication, because that is what I needed this week, and we'll get into that in a moment. Really quickly, again, just want to address the lighting. I give up. I'm not beating the pale allegations, and I think it's time. I think I've gone through all 5 stages of grief. You know, I was in denial for a while, and you guys all saw that. And then I was angry about it for a little bit, and I was really sad about it for a little bit. And you know what? Now I've come to accept it, and now I'm making amends. That's actually for my other thing. That's not about my 5 stages of grief problem. But, yeah. So, I'm pale, and I just have to accept that. I gotta embrace it. And you know what? No one's as pale as me. And that means that I'm the best. I'm number 1 at something. So, yeah, now we're pouring the Dr. Pepper. Not gonna lie, low-key don't want to drink this. My throat hurts. So, don't know why I'm doing this to myself. But, I actually haven't had Dr. Pepper in kind of days because I haven't been feeling great. But, I guess let's get into the week. Let me have a sip first. Yeah, that's awful for my throat. Okay. For sure. Okay. Let's get into the week. Hair's going behind the ears, y'all. Really just to make sure that you can really see my pale complexion, I'm gonna put my hair behind my ears. Okay. Friday night, I went to Ava's house. Also, sorry if I'm screaming. I can't hear. I've been like low-key deaf in my right ear for almost 3 weeks now, and I haven't done anything about it. And then this week I was on my deathbed, which I'll get into in a little bit. And now today, still can't hear. I finally made a doctor's appointment on Monday, or like a phone call. I don't even know. They're probably not going to be able to help that much. But it's just really annoying because I can't hear. And at first I thought that there was just a weird echo. My ear feels full, if that makes sense. And there's low-key a weird echo that's happening in my head, but it's only on this side. And it's also getting annoying because today I've really, the last couple days, it's really been annoying me because I can't hear very well. But then, what I can hear gets echoed weird. And so much new music has come out this week, and I can't listen to it like I would want to because there's some weird... The bass is, boosted in this ear for some reason. My ear is, vibrating with the bass, which normally I would enjoy, but I can't hear the words as well. It's just the bass gets amplified. I don't know why. I managed on Tuesday to convince myself that I have a brain tumor, so let's go, I guess. That's all I'll say about that for right now. But we're going to go to Friday night. Last Friday night, I went to Ava's grandma's house, and I met her grandma and her stepmom and her little sister. and that was hype. Her stepmom made us dinner, and it was fire. It was like there was rice involved, which that's always great. And then this like really good like sauce thing. I think it was green. I don't really remember. And like chicken, and it was good. I was a big fan of the rice and like was there like lime in it, and like I remember it being a little like not sour. It was good. I'm probably completely describing it wrong because also I've kind of completely forgotten everything. So I don't remember anything that like wasn't yesterday and parts of today. But anyways, the dinner was really good. Then her little sister started coloring at one point, so then I joined. And then I continued to color while everyone else was like taking up different activities. And it was really stressing me out because I could not get the colors, like I couldn't get the color scheme right, and the colors weren't matching, and the theme I picked a page out of like an affirmations book, so I was trying to color a page that said I am beautiful, and coloring made me feel anything but. I felt like a complete idiot, and it was really stressing me out because I just couldn't get I was trying to choose different shades of pink, but then the 2 shades of pink that I went with just weren't very good. And then at one point I colored something a really dark purple, and it looked so bad. So I did not feel beautiful in that moment. And I also didn't finish coloring because that was just stressing me out. So coloring is just not for me, I guess. And then also nothing new on the walls this week. I forgot to mention. My bad, gang. That's my bad. I don't really know what to put on the walls. And also, I don't have that many things to put the things on the walls with. Because these walls kind of suck. No offense. No offense to the wall. But, I mean, I guess I'm happy with what I have. So let me be grateful for that. But then after... Oh, also at Ava's grandma's house, they had a charcuterie board, and there was brie cheese on that. That was life-changing cheese. That was really good. If any of you guys have extra brie cheese kind of laying around, just kind of send it my way. I'll eat it. And it was actually delicious. Not as good as green beans, which, by the way, haven't had in I haven't had good green beans in 3 weeks. The last time I had green beans was 2 weeks ago when they were disgusting, and I had to almost spit it out. And so they just don't want me to have green beans. Apparently they had green beans for lunch yesterday, but I was in tank, so I couldn't even eat them. It's just again, the universe really chose this week to make sure that I couldn't win once. I couldn't get one single victory this week. But anyways, after Ava's grandma's house last Friday night, I went to Noche Latina with Liz and Alice and Soma. And that was actually pretty fun. We danced. It was a good time. And then that leads me to the weekend, which don't have any memory of. I don't know what it is about the weekends. I just can't remember them. I just kind of black out. And never remember what I do. Which I don't even really do much anyways. When I should. This weekend, though, I have to lock in 24 hours a day. It's actually quite unfortunate, but anyways. I'll get into that later, maybe. I don't know. I will say one good thing about the weekends now is SNL is back. And SNL is just 80% of my personality and 80% of who I am as a person. So that's good to have that back. Last week's episode was fine. It wasn't great, but I'm actually really excited for this weekend. Because the guy hosting is really funny, and he had a really good episode last season. But what does suck is whenever my expectations are really high, the episode is just never as good. But I have faith in Nate Bargatze. I think it'll be a good episode. I'm a big fan. But yeah, that's all I can really say about the weekend. Again, that is awful in my throat. Oh my god. Okay. Monday. So Monday was when I started to really feel like I was getting sick. I had a bit of a headache all day, but I thought that was just due to the fact that I still wasn't drinking water because I still had no water bottle. But let me tell y'all, I got a new one. It's I think it's kind of really ugly, but I can't fully decide yet. When I opened it, I was like, wow, this is really ugly. But now that I'm kind of like staring at it a bit, I think maybe it's not that bad. I think we can all agree this is easily not the best Awala out there. I think the top is really cute. I think if this was a different color, this would be a perfect water bottle. Perhaps if it was less brown. In the website, it did not look that brown. That is for sure. It looked like it was a light beige. And this is just straight up brown. So I don't know we needed to have a chat about the Awala water bottles, because why do they manage to come up with the ugliest color schemes of all time, yet they're like one of the most popular water bottles out there? And like, I fall for it because look at me holding an ugly water bottle. Like, I partake in that, but I just don't understand why we all kind of let that happen. Like, it's like, and every time too, it's like almost there. It's almost really cute. This water bottle is almost really cute. I just don't know why they chose brown. Like, I really want to sit in on like a meeting at Awala where they like come up with new color schemes, because they're probably all on drugs or something, because I don't know how they come up with things like that. But anyways, I finally have a water bottle, so I can finally drink water, which is great. I have to burp. Okay. Oh my god. Throwing up into the mic. Let's go. Forgot what I was talking about completely. I guess on Monday I was starting to feel sick. Oh, okay, I remember. Yeah, I had a bit of a headache all day, but I thought that it was just due to the fact that I've been dehydrated for almost a month now. So, I didn't really think too much of it. Also, my ear was still bad on Monday, but again, I had that problem for like 2 weeks at that point, so I kind of had just come to terms with it. But then on Tuesday, I was just on my deathbed. I woke up and I was just feeling awful, and my head was hurting, and my whole body was hurting, which it's so annoying. Like, it's not even that like I'm in pain. I feel like I have a pretty high pain tolerance, and I can handle pain. Like, it's not the pain that was the problem. It was or like the pain itself. It was just like annoying. Like, oh my god, go away. Like, especially because it was mostly like my lower back. And I don't know what it is about lower back pain, but like lower back pain is one of the most annoying things on the planet. And so yeah, I still went to class. Tuesdays were my worst days. I went to my one lab with my lab group, which don't even get me started on them. I'll get to that in a little bit. I almost cried out of being so angry at my lab group today, but we'll get into that later. Of course, I didn't cry because crying is lame and stupid, and why would I do that? But if anyone else cries, it's fine. It's just if I do it, I'm just like a baby and like can't handle anything in my privileged life. So, anyways, let me get back to what I was talking about, which is Tuesday. So I go to the lab and I'm not feeling good at all, and then I didn't have coffee. Because I don't have coffee, on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, I have coffee at like 1 p.m. to get me through the latter half of my day, which is just so boring and slow and long. So I don't have coffee in the mornings. On those days, I save my coffee for like 1 p.m. So then I make it through my 2-hour lab in the morning, and it's like annoying, but whatever. Then I have a little bit of a gap, and then I go to my class at 1. And I don't have coffee still because I'm really not feeling good. And I'm like, I'm going to throw up my half and half in my coffee. So let me not do that. And then I am sitting there in my computers class. That's my 1 o'clock class. I'm sitting there, and like with 15 minutes left in class, I stop taking notes. And I'm like, I can't function. And I can't use my brain. And I can't even move my hand. I don't want to write. I feel awful. And I'm just going to sit here and watch what he does and take pictures of the board after. So I do that, and then, like, right after that class, I have another class, but it's in the same spot, so I don't move. But I was sitting there in the gap, the, like, 15-minute gap I have in between those classes, and I was like, I can't go to this next class. but there were presentations that day, and my presentation was on Thursday, and I wanted to scope out the vibe of what the presentations would look like. So I stayed for the first one, and then I left, and I went home. I came back to my dorm, and I had some medicine, and I laid down for like 3 hours. And I just felt awful. And like a lot of times when I take medicine, for some reason I tell myself like, well, what if I need it later? Like, what if I am going to be in more pain later? So I always hold off. So it was bad when I was like, I need medicine right now. And then speaking of that medicine, actually, oh wait, no, that might have been Wednesday night. No, it was Tuesday. So Tuesday night, I took 2 ibuprofen when I got back to my dorm at like 3. Then I woke up from my like nap or whatever, or just laying down. I woke up around 7ish, and then I took 2 more ibuprofen. And then I just happened to read the bottle, and it said to take 1 at a time. So I was convincing myself, great, I just accidentally killed myself. Sweet. I'm gonna die. So I text my parents, and I was like, hey, I just took 4 ibuprofen, and I was supposed to take 2. Or like as in like 1 at a time, but I took 2 at a time. And then they didn't really respond right away, which fair, like they're probably working. So I'm just like kind of waiting for myself to die. And also like waiting for my parents to respond, but no one's responding. And so I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to die, I might as well have a hot dog. So I go to the dining hall and I eat a hot dog. And then my parents still haven't responded. Or no, actually, so my mom responded when I was in the dining hall. And she was like, how many milligrams was it? And I was like, I actually don't know because I went to the dining hall. Just in case I died, I wanted to have a hot dog for one last time. So then I came back to my dorm, and my mom was like, you're actually not going to die. It's going to be okay. Like, you're fine. But because I was still so scared that I was going to die, I told myself that if I do die, first off, embarrassing, but second, I have to make sure my room is clean, because what if I die and then they're like, this girl has a messy room? Like, that's really embarrassing that A, she died, and B, her room is messy, because my room was kind of messy, because I had clothes, like, I just had like a ton of clothes on this chair, and then my trash wasn't taken out, and my like snack cart was a mess, and my bed wasn't made, so my room was kind of a mess. And so I cleaned it with what little energy I had. I felt so weak that I was moving at like a snail's pace. But I was like, I have to make sure that in the event that I die and someone walks into my room after I haven't been seen for 3 days, that they walk into a room that's clean. Because they'll be like, oh, that's really embarrassing, she died. But, oh, her room looks fantastic. So I don't know. I actually used to be really scared of the fact that I would die last year when I had a roommate. I thought about this all the time. There's probably something wrong with me psychologically. I was like, well, if I die, that's going to be really embarrassing, because Michelle, my roommate, is going to have to like be like, Lily, and I'm not going to answer because I'm dead. And then like there's going to have to be a whole process with that. Like, that's like embarrassing. Like, I was like, oh my god, poor Michelle. Like, let me pray that I don't die in my sleep, because wow, like that would be awful. Also, like, how would they move all my stuff out of my room? Like, what are the logistics of that? That just seems like so much work. I don't know. My goal is just to not die in my dorm room. So, or like while I'm in college. That's probably like a good goal, because just what's going to happen with all my things? Also, like, then people are going to have to, like, look through my things, probably, and then, like, my parents won't be here. Or, like, will they wait for my parents to get here, and then my parents will go through my things? I don't know. And then I'm like, why is there 24 things of Dr. Pepper in this girl's fridge? That's why she's dead, is because she's drinking so much Dr. Pepper. Sorry, I don't know why I just talked about that for so long. Okay, moving on. Wednesday, I woke up, still felt awful, and And I technically woke up in time to be able to make it to my math class, but I felt so weak and I was like shaking. So I just had oh wait, let me rewind. Tuesday night, I did some work with Alice and Liz and Soma for that one impossible class, but again, my whole body was still like hurting and I couldn't function. So I only did half of the homework, or I did one of the assignments, but I didn't do the lab. And cause I just needed to go to bed. I couldn't think about it anymore. I needed to be done. And then Wednesday, I woke up feeling really weak and I was like shaking. Great, awesome. That's another annoying thing about being really sick is like, I hate feeling so weak. And like, oh my God, is that what it's gonna be like when I'm old? Are you just in like a permanent state of feeling like really weak and shaky like that? I don't think that there's any point in me being alive past 60. And that's really pushing it too. Like maybe perhaps if I have like children and grandchildren. But like even then, y'all don't need to see me. Like I want to hit my prime at like 50 and then you can let me go. It's okay. No one needs to see me like on my downfall. Like after you hit 55, it's like it's only downhill from there. Unless you're on a cruise, which I'm not doing that. I'm not a cruise old person. Old people on cruises probably like, I wonder, there has to be, I need to do a study on if going on a cruise as an old person like lengthens your lifespan. Like, because do you think that old people on cruises have such a great time that like their dopamine levels are up and then like their body's like functioning great because like, I don't know, they're just in a good, like they're in a good headspace, which makes their like physical body like feel better. There needs to be a study done on that. Anyways, what am I talking about? How did I even get there? I don't even know how I brought that up. Oh, okay, actually now I remember. Anyways, I was feeling really weak Wednesday morning and I didn't want to go to math. Feeling like that. So I kind of just ate Cheerios. I wish that there was camera footage because I ate Cheerios. I sat crisscross applesauce on the floor staring at the wall. Nothing playing, like no TV show, no nothing. Just sat on the floor, crisscross applesauce, in my pajamas. No socks on, no shoes on. And just stared at the wall like shrimp back. I was like hunched over, just slowly eating Cheerios. My plain Cheerios just out of the box, hand in the box, slowly eating my Cheerios, blankly staring at the wall, and I had a thing of tea. Shout out to Alice for giving me tea. And then that revived me a little bit. So then I went to class. I went to my second class, my statics class. And I left at the normal time that I do to like get me to that building on time. But I still wasn't feeling great, so I walked so slow that I managed to be 15 minutes late. Because I couldn't walk that fast. I felt like a zombie, like walking to class. And then after that class, I have a gap in between statics and anthro. It's like a 2.5 hour gap. So then I came back to my dorm and I laid down and I took a nap. And then I went to my anthropology class, felt awful in that. And then I came back to my dorm and I napped until dinner. Did a lot of napping this week, which I don't normally do. But that was because I was feeling awful and I needed to sleep and nap. Then I woke up yesterday, Thursday, and I felt a lot better. Still wasn't 100% there. My body was feeling great, so the annoying pain was gone. Because, like, I can take a headache for sure, easy, no problem. But you give me lower back pain, and I will want to kill myself. I already said it. Lower back pain is so annoying. It just sucks. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, I felt a little bit better. My ear is still weird, but now let me get into my presentation with my group. This is for that class, that manufacturing class where I have the bad TAs and for 1 week and then good TAs in another. Now I'm at the lecture part of that class, which I have Tuesday, Thursday. And Thursday, yesterday, we had a presentation for an invention that we had to come up with. And our 3 ideas were fine. We had one idea that was clearly going to get chosen. But remember that quiet guy that walked into the class last week, he presented one of the pieces, and he spoke at the normal quiet volume that he always speaks at, that when I stand next to him, I can't hear. He spoke at that level to the whole class. My professor 3 times was like, hey man, can you speak up? And he didn't. Each time he just kind of looked at my professor, stumbled over his words a bit, and then went back to talking at the insanely quiet level that he speaks at. Like, I was standing right next to him during the presentation, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. Now, I also am deaf in my right ear at the moment, so maybe that's why, but still, he is always whispering. Physically impossible for that dude to speak at a normal volume, which is insane. My professor, the 3rd time after he asked, he went and then was on his phone because my professor couldn't hear what he was saying. So I'm sure that's going to be great for our grade. I don't think that the grade or like this presentation was that deep. But it's just so insane to me that he's literally Lily from Pitch Perfect in real life. Like, that is a real life person. And like it's just at a point now where it's like, you are a grown man and you cannot speak above 0.0003 decibels. That's insane. Like, at some point, like in life, you can't go anywhere in life if you don't talk at a normal volume. Like, what's going to happen when you go to an interview and you're talking like this and they're asking you, what are your strengths? And you just answer at this volume. You just can't even hear. Like, it's crazy to me. His strength is that he has somehow amazingly defied the laws of, like, your voice and can't talk that loud. It's so frustrating because I'm kind of tired of having to go, what? Every time I talk to him one-on-one, let alone like you presenting to the class. Like, I understand, I completely get being shy and like being nervous to present, but also at the end of the day, you need to just get over yourself and talk at a normal volume. And presenting aside, when we're having a one-on-one conversation, there is no reason for me to not be able to hear you all the time, consistently, constantly. I can never hear what he is saying the first time. Like, it's getting on my nerves because it's like I'm having such unproductive conversation with you, and I have to meet with you all the time because we are partners for the entire semester for this invention thing, and I can't hear what you're saying, and I'm just tired of it. Like, it's literally at a point where it's like, you're a grown man, you need to speak. Like, you need to speak up. It's actually really annoying. But sorry to get heated about that. And like, I'm not even done with like being mad at my group. Like, I'll get into today in a second, but first let me tell you. So for this project, we have to like come up with an invention that like helps humanity. And I was trying to think of ideas. And on Tuesday night, I was laying in bed just trying to like come up with any more like last minute ideas. And I was like, you know, it's really hard for me to get into my bed. My bed is at such a weird height, and it's like I step on like the weird thingy on the side, and then I have to like put my arm up, and it's just like, now what if I made something that would help me step into my bed, right? And so for 30 seconds, I fully convinced myself that I invented the stool. I was fully convinced that I was about to change the game of getting into your bed and like stepping up into things. I was like, that is crazy. I invented that. Like, let me start a business really quick because that idea is so good. And then it finally hit me. I was like, oh, I just thought I invented the stool. Something that's existed for probably centuries. Cavemen probably had versions of a stool. Like, they just probably used a rock. And I was sitting here in my bed thinking, man, I'm a genius. I just invented that. But I guess that goes to show either A, how much of an idiot I am, or B, just how sick I was and mentally like not there. Hopefully it's the latter. I will say one good thing that did happen this week. Is my Queen Lauren Hambrick, my Lord and Savior Lauren Hambrick, managed to buy Billie Eilish tickets for the night that Phineas is opening. Oh, my volume's just not on. Yes. That was such an epic fail with that soundboard. I think I need to get rid of the soundboard. I don't really use it. In my brain, it was going to be beautiful. I think it's also just hard because I have to play it out loud. But anyways, that's just me thinking out loud. Yeah, my Queen Lord Hambrick, she got us Billie Eilish tickets. Now, are they some of the worst seats in the forum? Yes, absolutely. But will I still be there? Yes. And it's like a 2-in-1 because Phineas is opening. So I get to also see Phineas, who, by the way, his new album, fantastic. It is so good. I knew it was going to be good because the singles were insane, but there's not a single skip, and I think it's easily his best album. And he's one of the few artists out there that, in my opinion, their albums have gotten better and better every single time. There's very few people that I can name that have done that. And I think that's Billy and then Phineas. And I think Dua Lipa has done the same. Harry Styles is actually the complete opposite. Harry Styles, each of his albums have gotten worse. But that's also my opinion. Please do not come at me for that. Like I said, I thought I invented the stool. So obviously, take whatever I say with a grain of salt, because I'm by no means a genius. But anyways, shout out to Lauren. She got us Billy tickets. I'm really excited. And that I don't have to wait over a year for. It's actually, fun fact, still over a year until my Dua Lipa concert. Which is just insane. But anyways, I get Billie Eilish in the meantime, which I'm so excited for. Don't know what I'm gonna wear to that. Actually, I need to consult Lauren. I need to see what vibes she's going for. I saw I was looking at inspiration outfits. I was looking at Pinterest a little bit and TikTok, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, wear jorts." I was like, you will not catch me in a baggy pair of jorts. Actually, any day of the week, could not catch me wearing that. People were like, "Yeah, wear baggy jorts and a baggy jersey." Hey, no. I can't wear that, actually. Okay, anyways. Today, I only had one class because my statics class got canceled. And so I only had calc. I have to cough. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, my throat hurts. Maybe I should take a sip of water out of my ugly water bottle. It's growing on me a little bit. I just really wish that it wasn't as brown at the bottom, but oh well, what can you do? I mean, I guess I could have just bought a completely different water bottle, but in my defense, it did not look that brown on the website, so. Yeah, I had calc today. Oh, my professor was absolutely cutting it up, making some great jokes. I love him. I think I mentioned that I would take 4 bullets for him, but let me up it. I think I honestly would take an infinite amount of bullets for that man. He's awesome. But we had a quiz in that class today, ate it up. I actually did pretty good. I thought I didn't do that well, but then everyone else had the same answer as me, so I think that means I did good. Or we all did really bad, but I think I did good. And then let me get into why my group was frustrating me. So this project, right? We had the presentation this week, and that is step 1 of the rest of the semester, where we have to hone in on the ideas of this invention. And so hold on one second, I gotta cough again, y'all. Sorry, my throat is just dry. I think I cut myself off, but that I meant to say dry AF. I don't know when I turn I'd actually, let me stop. We're back. Oh my God, my throat. It's actually quite annoying. Anyways, let me continue. My group cannot communicate at all. Literally since the beginning of the semester, when we were first supposed to start coming up with ideas, I would text them and I wouldn't get a reply. And then I would text them again, and I'd have to text them 4 times before I could get a reply. And so that's still happening, but we have to start ramping up our communication, actually. And it's so annoying because on Tuesday, we had an assignment that we have until tonight to complete. And I texted yesterday, and I was like, when do you guys want to meet up? Do you want to meet up later today, or do we want to meet up tomorrow to do this thing? No response. And so I text again at night, and I'm like, when are we meeting tomorrow? And I got no response until 6 in the morning this morning. The quiet guy texted, and he said, I can do today. And then I text again at like 9 a.m. And I'm like, hey guys, when are we meeting today? No response. And I said, let's do 12:45. And I sent that at like 10:30. I said, let's do 12:45. Because that's what we did last week. So I was like, I figured these people will probably be ready at, or free at 12:45. And so I was like, let's do 12:45. Then quiet guy texts and he says, I can do 12:45. Then it is 12:40 and I text, if you guys can't do 12:45, can you please tell me like another time? And then they finally text, one of the football guys finally texts, and he says, yeah, I can't do 12:45. And then no suggestion. And so I was like, okay, so then what do you want to do? And then I was trying, just in an effort to try to hurry up and get them to say something, I said, I can't do anything after 3. Because also, why would I want to spend my Friday night doing something with you guys? So then I say, I can't do anything after 3. And they were like, let me die, actually, before I can say anything. Oh my god. I need a cough drop. I need a cough drop bad. I have hair in my mouth. Sorry, that cough like moved my whole body. Okay. Let me drink some more water. Dr. Pepper was a bad move, that's for sure. I also can't see because my eyes are so watery. Okay. Okay. So, where was I? My group can't communicate. So, he texts me, I can't do 12:45 at 12:45, and he says, and there's no follow-up. And I said, okay, so what do you want to do? When can you meet? And he was like, well, I have something at 1, and then I have practice at like 3, so I can't really do anything until like 6:30. And so I was like, okay, sweet, we're meeting at 6:45. And then they all finally agreed that we could meet at 6:45, which is crazy because it is a Friday night and you're asking me to meet on a Friday night at prime dinner time. So I'm so over that group and I have to deal with them for the rest of the semester. And it's like, I get the vibes that they just don't want to talk to me, which is like perfectly fine. I don't want to be friends with them either. I don't want to talk to you guys either. That is fine. But unfortunately, we were paired together for the rest of the semester, so we have to talk. And I am the only person that is making an effort. Not once has one other person texted first. It's been me literally every single time. I have to text first. And I have to, like, come up with a plan. And it's, like, it's so annoying because I'm the only person that is making an effort. And I, like I said, I do not want to talk to you guys either, but we have to speak to each other. Unfortunately, we're tied together for the rest of the semester. And there's nothing we can do about it. So we might as well suck it up and communicate. And, like, again, you can't go anywhere in life if you don't talk. Like, you have to communicate, and you have to communicate in a timely manner. I know that you're on your phone. Like, that's another thing, is, like, actually, I can't even get into that. That's gonna make me go on a whole other rant. But, like, if you, like, I'm dumbfounded. I can't understand how you're that bad at communicating. Like, just, I know you're on your phone. There is literally, like, especially in this day and age, it is so, like, it's, like, inexcusable to be bad at communicating. And, like, if your excuse is that you're a bad texter, like, I'm sorry, but that is our main form of communication. And, like, it is actually impossible to be a bad texter. Because I know you're on your phone, and I know you see my texts. That's why I hate when people tell me that they're a bad texter. It's like, just tell me that you don't want to talk to me. Like, because now you're just lying to my face. There's actually no such thing as a bad texter. We all know that we receive texts. And, like, it's just amazing to me. And it just reminded me how much I hate when people say that they're bad texters. Which no one in my group has said that they're a bad texter. But I'm just like, I'm trying to run through every scenario in my brain as to why they, like, why they're not communicating with me. And the truth is there's no excuse for them being such bad communicators. But I'm just so pissed because I have to come up with more ideas, and this group is, like, this project is, like, 85% collaboration. It's actually 100% collaboration. And so it's pissing me off because it's like, I don't understand how we're supposed to get things done when the only thing that's changing in the next couple weeks is the fact that we have to start talking more about this project. And so my plan now is I'm going to come up with ideas on my own, and then I'm going to go to my professor's office hours, and I'm going to be like, hey, how does this look? And I'm going to talk to him about it a little bit before I go to my group, because my group isn't going to have ideas, so I need to make sure that my ideas are good. And like, I can't wait to go rant to my professor, because I feel like he'll be like there with me. Because this is the thing too, is like, I'm not their mom. It's not my responsibility. I feel like they low-key see me as like, oh, she's the girl of the group. She's going to plan all the stuff. Especially because that's how it started. And so one thing about a man is if you do something for them the first time, they're just going to expect that from you forever. So, like, I just can't believe that of like all the 150 people in the class, I got paired with the 3 people who communicate the least. And who are the most, like, or the least considerate. And the most of, like, just, again, it's like I feel like I'm their mom. And it's actually pissing me off. And I feel like if I tell my professor that I feel like their mom, he'll laugh at that. So I actually got to keep that one on lock, because I think he'll appreciate that. I think he'll giggle. But it's really pissed me off, because if you're not going to communicate, why be in college? If you're not going to collaborate, why be in college? Like, why be an engineer? There's no such thing as an engineer doing things by themselves. So if you can't communicate, like why are you here? Also, again, I can't help but think it's like, if I wasn't a girl, like, would you be communicating more? Or would you, like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know if they expect that because I'm a girl, I'm just going to be doing things for them. Like, especially because, again, like I said, one thing about a man is if a girl does something for them, they're just going to expect that constantly. And so I don't know if I made the mistake of accidentally communicating first because, hey, I'm trying to communicate and collaborate responsibly and the way that I should be, and like with time in advance and not last minute. But it makes me so mad. And I can't believe that I got so unlucky that I have 3 people who just have Guinness World Records for worst communicator. Like, it's crazy. And it's making me mad. It's making my throat hurt. But that was this week. As you can hear, not the best. Sorry, I kind of complained a lot. Later tonight, after I am doing this stupid project with my group, at 6:45 p.m., I don't even know when I'm going to have dinner. I don't want to eat before that. But anyways, I'm celebrating Jerry's birthday. If y'all don't know Jerry, y'all would love Jerry. He's the best. But we're going to go celebrate his birthday later today at like 8, so hopefully I'm done with the stupid MDP thing. Yeah, it's Jerry's birthday, y'all. Let's go. It's Jerry's birthday. That was really loud. Yeah. That's really it. This week, there's not even really anything to update on my happiness journey either. As you can tell, my patience is being tested. Would not signify this week as something that was a lot. Should I say one more time? Take a shot every time I say you're dead. Take the mic. Take the mic. God. Okay. Not much to update on my happiness journey. Dude, I'm not even doing that on purpose. I can't. There's nothing to update for my happiness journey. I almost just said it. There's, as we can see, I'm probably not the happiest person right now. I just need to I'm not excited about this like dumb project that I have to work on with this group. Like, that's the rest of my semester in this class is like working with them, and it's just impossible to work with them. Man. Stop myself. I also need to be productive. I think that I do forget the significant effect that productivity ultimately has on happiness. So maybe that could be this week. I just need to make sure that I stay on top of it. I have to, like I said earlier, I got to lock in for 24 hours a day this weekend because I have 2 exams next week. One is a statics exam, which is supposed to be easy, but because it's in my brain, I've been telling myself it's easy, I haven't been like paying attention. So I kind of need to learn everything from the semester in that class. So a little bit screwed on that one. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad though. Then we have 250, the computers class. That's physically impossible for me to figure out. I need to stop saying It's making me mad. I'm losing my patience, even with myself. I almost just said it. I have an exam in my class that's physically impossible for me to do. I spent 3 hours on one problem on Monday night, and I didn't even get it right. So I had to fix it on Tuesday because it was actually wrong. And I'm literally so terrified for this exam. My goal, 40%. And that's like me being like genuine. Like I think maybe, hopefully, I can get a 40% on this exam. I cannot do this class. I don't understand. Also, it's completely unnecessary, by the way. I'm doing calculations that a computer does. That's why it's called computers. I have to do computer calculations by hand. Is that not the dumbest thing on the planet? That's just my opinion. Again, I thought I invented the stool, so maybe my opinion is dumb. But I just can't procrastinate. I gotta lock in this weekend. That's really it for today's episode, guys. I don't really think that there's much else for me to talk about. Sorry I wasn't really channeling positive vibes this week. Maybe we can end it on something that I'm looking forward to. I'll have to get back to you guys next week. I'm looking forward to Billie Eilish. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to Jerry's party tonight. I'm looking forward for my meeting with my group to be over. Those are some things that I'm looking forward to. Good news is that next week it can only go up from here. Actually, let me not say that because I do have 2 exams, one of which is in the world's hardest class. So I'll actually have to get back to you guys on that. Next week's episode is definitely going to be interesting. Another thing that I did do this week actually was order my Halloween costume. I'm excited for that. Spent way too much money on it, so it better be good. Also, hopefully it gets here on time. Don't even know if that's going to happen. So, I spent way too much money this week, which is awesome because, again, still don't have a source of income. So, that's this week. I think I'm going to end it here. Again, I apologize for no cardboard cutout. Also, I apologize for being a bit negative this week. Also, I apologize just in general. I'm sorry. Also, no one watches these all the way through anyways. I think my mom and I think my parents do, and that's about it. So, no one even made it this far, so it's okay. That's it. And also, I'm going to say one more time, because why not? Because apparently that's the only word in the English dictionary that I know. So, bye everybody. I hope this week for you is great, and then I hope next week for you is also fantastic. And as usual, thanks Mom for watching. I love you. Bye.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.